Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, Enlisted turns 5 years old. I really can't believe that it's actually been 5 years since I've started playing this game, but I guess it has been. Time really flies when you're having fun, I guess. But there's a really cool event going on to celebrate 5 years of Enlisted, and I will have links to this article and the sales article in the description if you want to check it out yourself and follow along. But here are the main rewards. We have two unique squads, which are both Bren carriers or universal carriers. And these are going to function probably the closest to what historical Bren carrier would have had, where you've actually got a pair of machine guns for the Japanese. You have a TE4 machine gun in both the machine gun slot and on the top of like an imperial mount on top. So that's pretty cool. The Russian variant has a DP-27 in both of those same positions. So you got one kind of centered on the bottom with that armored gun shield that you can be behind, and another one on top. So that's pretty cool. And we have a new plane, the IL-8. This is not going to be a new squad. It goes into one of the existing squads already, but it's going to be like a hybrid of like IL-2, IL-10, kind of in between the two. Carries a pair of 500 kilogram bombs and some, I think, 20 millimeter cannons and some 7.62 machine guns. And for those of you who don't speak in kilograms, that is a pair of 1,000 bombs, effectively. A little bit more than 1,000 pounds, but pretty close. And we also have a return of a very, very good gold order weapon, the Condor's MG. And it's probably been up there as one of my favorite gold weapon purchases that I've had. It's a very solid weapon. It's an assault. It's a submachine gun slash kind of assault rifle, but it's a assaulters can take it, and I think they're the only ones who are able to take it. But it is essentially a belt-fed machine gun that you can put on assaulters, and it adds a lot of firepower to your squad. It's a 100 round magazine, not that much recoil. You don't really have to be prone or mounted to fire this thing effectively. It's BR5, but it's always been really, really good. The Lewis assault rifle, that's new, and I'll kind of scroll down to this video. You guys can watch that. Um, Scroll down to here. Wish I could make that bigger. Uh, it's basically a bar with a slower rate of fire. So it's a, and I don't. It says rifle. I don't actually know where this is gonna go on your squads, but I'm assuming it must be a rifleman weapon. Maybe it's a machine gun. I think it's semi-auto. It just kind of a slow rate of fire bar if you switch the bar to semi-auto. It's got 20 rounds. The bar has 20 rounds, same caliber as the bar at 30-06. So nothing too special, but it's always nice having uh more weapons. And as usual, this is going to be the 2,000 point per over a 2 day period, kind of their standard event format. So roughly probably 4 to 5 battles over a 2 day period should probably get you what you need. Maybe six. If you do 3 battles a day, you definitely should be able to get it. A lot of players are going to be playing early on, so maybe you may have more or less luck. Probably more time getting to matches. Oh, and your new unique nickname decorator. If you get 5 victories over the course of the whole event, then you will be getting this nickname decorator. And the event starts today, so I'm kind of recording this a little bit late in the day, but it does start today, and up until they're in 2 day segments. Um, Unlike the Halloween event that's also going on, this stuff is also going to count for your battle pass. So if you're working on that, you can work on them simultaneously, and this will end on December 8th as far as earning normally, and then from December 8th to December 10th, which is pretty standard of their time period, you are able to just purchase any remaining tasks you want for gold. Definitely, if you're close, this Condor's MG definitely well worth whatever you're gonna kind of like pay for it. I'm not sponsored by Enlisted necessarily. It's a really good weapon. I highly recommend it. I don't know. I mean, it's nice having more APCs. The Japanese only have their standard tech tree one, and their premium one is the Hoha, which I don't really see that often out there. I don't know how good it is. I don't own one, but I'm guessing by almost never seeing them at and playing at the battle rating that they are at, it's not super popular, so it's really a nice option for people. And I have the British Bren gun carrier, universal carrier, however you want to call it, and I enjoy it quite a bit. It's a nice little low profile APC that doesn't stand out too much. It's not. It's actually relatively well armored for its size, and I think these would be very nice additions to both these factions. I think the USSR has probably the strongest APC right now with the M3 half track with a 50 cal on top, and this is probably like the next strongest chassis. So it'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how that affects the dynamics of how players actually use APCs in the coming battles. That's gonna be basically it. There is a sale going on also. I don't have any kind of discount code for you guys, but there's a sale. Most of the stuff there have some limited returning premium squads. The only one of these I really felt like was like super super great. Although I do have a couple of them. I think I have this MG13 squad. That one's solid. I probably would not get this 95th Tank Squad because that is already a squad. You can get the M4A276 of an American tech tree, so you don't necessarily need it for the Russian ones. The Russians have stuff like the IS-1 and IS-2 that are very solid tanks, so they don't really need something that different. But this 112th Infantry Regiment with Colt Monitor, that is probably my all-time favorite and most used squad in Enlisted. I got that fairly early on when we still had the Normandy or all the different faction fronts, and I had that for Normandy. Purchased it very early on, and it's only continued to get buffed over time, and it's great. It's a bar, but the bar with like a little bit less recoil, and it's a 5-man squad that comes with an engineer. And engineer has a machine gun, and then since then they've added on an extra guy with just extra anti-tank bomber guy. So he has the bazooka or whatever weapon you want to give him, depending on what battle rating you're at, and just an extra man with that anti-tank capability for the squad is a nice touch to bring it up to par with a lot of other stuff. I know this U2 squad for the for the Russians is also solid. I remember that being very popular in early days of the Stalingrad campaign. I haven't seen them around too often, but it's solid. I don't own actually most of these. I probably don't own. There's a lot, but everything is basically on discount. And squad slots are actually on discount too. And these are, it's a good time to pick these up. It's probably the only time it's worth doing is waiting for a sale on those. But it's nice having more variety, more options. But that's gonna pretty much do it. I am really looking forward to this event. I'm going to be playing quite a bit in the next coming days. And I will get a gameplay video out for you guys also with the Condors probably by the end of this week, maybe early next week. Just to kind of show it off. It's a very fun weapon. I've enjoyed it a lot using it, and I highly recommend that you guys just try to pick it up. There's one fairly early on at the early stages of this event, so it is definitely worth playing this one, and I look forward to maybe seeing you guys on the battlefield. See you guys in the next video.